Today we're going to start with the roundhouse kick. Now if we're in our fighting stance, some of the ways I see the roundhouse kick done wrong. One, the foot that's on the ground doesn't rotate, so we try to throw our roundhouse kick, but we have no power with it. There's no rotation. We try to get the foot position. Some of us do get it correct, but with absolutely no power or no ability to follow through, right? Another way we see it usually stems from the same problem, that foot on the ground not pivoting, not rotating. And instead of trying to kick with the top of our foot, we improvise to what feels good, and we just pick our foot up and kind of hook it in, hitting with the bottom or the inside of the foot. The other thing we tend to see, if we do get the rotation and we do turn our hips, then we have an issue with our toes. Instead of our toes pointing forward so that we're kicking with the top of our foot, which we'll talk about in a little bit, we point our toes into the target. You can imagine if you kick a target with your toes going into it, how much that's going to hurt, right? So we don't want to do that. And the final thing we tend to see is when you throw a real nice, like this beautiful roundhouse kick, and then you just drop your leg and keep that knee completely locked straight out there, right? We want to avoid all those. I'm going to show you some different ways to practice the roundhouse kick that can help you overcome some of those common mistakes that we tend to face. So to start with, let's work on the foot position of the kick. We want to be kicking with the top of the foot, not the toes, not the inside, not the bottom of the foot, the top, right? Kind of in line with your leg. So to be able to do that properly, we're going to start on the ground. So I want you guys to lay down. You can kind of watch what I'm doing here. So you lay sideways on the ground like you're in a fighting stance. All right? You're going to pick your knee up. So when we're throwing a roundhouse kick, our knee is pointing towards our target with our heel and our foot pointing back, or not pointing back, but chambered back towards my butt, right? Now, I'm already pointing my toes the way I want them. So I'm extending my toes so the top of my foot and my shin are in alignment. And then when I throw my kick, right, I'm pointing my toes straight ahead. I fold it back, kick forward, fold it back. Right now we have no balance to work on. We don't have to pivot or rotate. We're just practicing that foot position. You can do it on the right side. You can roll around, do it on the left side. But that's how you want to practice, first and foremost, getting the proper foot placement down for the kicking foot. All right? Once we've done that a few times, we're going to stand up. And I want you to have your kicking leg in front. So that way you can already put your back leg in its proper placement. So if I'm standing sideways facing the wall, right, my back toes, right, that grounded foot is going to be at anywhere between about a 90 and 130 degree angle. Once I get my foot position where I want it for now, I leave it there. I'm going to pick my front foot up. I'm going to engage the core, right, really tighten those tummy muscles. My knee is up and it's pointing forward towards my target. I'm going to just extend my foot, refold it, and set it down. Right? Once I'm standing there, I just keep repeating that. Pick it up, kick forward, and down. It's conditioning my back foot where to turn. If I'm kicking and my hips are kind of hurting when I kick, expand that angle a little bit, right? Like open it up a little more and see if that's more comfortable for you. And you just throw a couple kicks, practicing. Once your kick is thrown, rechamber it back towards your butt and set it down. And pick it up, kick, and back down. You can hold it out there for a moment, right? Or kick it fast once you know you're chambering on the way up and the way down, right? Once we're done practicing with our lead leg, we now take that kicking leg and put it in back. And what that's allowing me to do now is work on rotating that grounded foot while I kick, all right? So when I pick my back knee up, my front foot is going to turn where I need it to be. So if I'm facing the side again so you guys can see it, back leg comes up, my tummy turns right to the opposite direction, and the foot on the ground pivots. Then I throw my kick just like I did when it was my lead leg, and then I pull it back. I chamber my back leg, turn my stomach, pivot the foot on the ground, throw the kick, rechamber back towards my butt, and then let that pull me back again. And I pick it up, rotate the foot on the ground, throw my kick, and pull it back. And once you start getting the hang of that, you can snap it out there a little bit faster, really making sure that foot on the ground rotates, my toes are extended forward, right? And when you get comfortable with that, kick and move it forward. Right, I can kick and move it forward every single time, making sure everything's lined up.